I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start, but as we saw, he came to my ears and whispered, "Please be easy on me." He thought I'm Mike Tyson and I will follow his script 40 seconds after I broke the clown's jaw. We are boxers, not content creators. I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start, but as we saw, I didn't want to put him down early. You all know I was handcuffed. I don't want to say anything that I will be regretting in the future, but all I can say now is the first 20 seconds was enough for me to end Jake Paul.
It's like this is the clearest fixed fight you're ever gonna see. But look at this guy holding his hands up and watch. Watch that. He literally shows him his chin, and he goes down. It's so fake. Look at, and he's got nothing. It's like a guy who just learned boxing.
The day after I woke up and told my wife, "Why did I do that?" I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on. I remember one thing. I had a very hard moment in that part of my life. But I assure you, in that age, I could have put that clown in the first round, but I sold my soul. And I'm
a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. And then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division.
Between what people expected and what actually happened is where reality starts leaking through. And it's leaking everywhere if you stop lying to yourself. The Tyson piece still bothers me because memory loss isn't a funny side note. It's a warning flare. Flares don't go up by accident. Whether it's physical, psychological, or something uglier no one wants to label. It left tension that was never resolved, just buried under promotion. And then Joshua's punch dug it all back up. So ask the uncomfortable question, who put it there in the first place? Who approved that chapter knowing how it could end?
That guy did great for someone who's been boxing for less than a decade. He has had no real professional opponents other than Tommy Fury that were legitimate world-class boxers.
I don't even remember. Fighters study footage differently, and this rattled people. Backstage, because they didn't see drama. They saw distance, timing, intent. They saw someone realize too late that the rules had shifted. That realization is pure fear because it means the safety net never existed. And imaginary safety nets destroy careers quickly. That's why Rogan's tone changed, not preaching, but warning. He's watched damage cross invisible lines before. He knows when a headline is forming. Don't fool yourself into thinking. Executives didn't map out worst-case scenarios. They do that daily. Which means what we're watching now is live damage control. Calm expressions, panicked rooms, and the longer clarity stalls, the louder suspicion grows. If this were clean, answers would have come instantly. Instead, it feels filtered, negotiated, delayed, and that's never a good sign. So, when you hear pauses, hear pressure. When you hear delays, hear leverage. Ask who benefits from
error, because it means the safety net was imaginary, an imaginary safety.
Back to Joshua not as savior or villain, but as an accelerant. He didn't create the issue. He exposed it early. And exposure kills control. Control was the real currency here, control of narratives, outcomes, perceptions. One punch shattered it, and control never gives up quietly. Expect resistance. Expect spin. Expect people to suddenly remember events differently. When power slips, everyone reaches for something to grip, even if it's instinctive.
Oh, no, I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little. Listen, know what I remember? Coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jake is doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh, yeah, a little bow at the end. He bowed.
And that's the last thing I remember. But the day after the fight, I woke up and told my wife, "Why did I do that?" I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
What did you think of Jake's power, man, when you were in there?
I don't remember it. But my body was really sore. Yeah, my body, my chest, my stomach and stuff was really sore.
Rogan talked about this moment. He pointed at what Joshua's performance made unavoidable. Some people shrug and say injuries happen. That's lazy. Context matters. And this context was soaked in marketing promises of legitimacy that hadn't been earned. When marketing runs ahead of reality, someone pays the difference. This time, it was paid in bone and metal. And now that bill is being passed around, hoping someone else absorbs it. And no, I don't think Jake Paul is malicious. I think he's a product. And products get pushed until they fail, then everyone debates the warranty.
So nuts, right? Just the fact that he's willing to fight the two-time heavyweight champion, former Olympic gold medalist, a guy who's gigantic in his prime, built like a Greek god. And you're going to stand, and he's a one-punch killer, and you're going to stand in front.
Most people aren't ready for A chill is already spreading. Fighters hesitating, commissions asking sharper questions, insurers growing uneasy, easy money suddenly sweating. And when easy money dries up, loyalty disappears quietly. Praise turns into distance. Fans aren't dumb. They enjoy spectacle, but they respect authenticity. Joshua delivered authenticity raw and unforgiving. Once fans feel that again, diluted versions lose appeal. That terrifies people whose businesses depend on blur. Pain sells until it doesn't.
You could only take so much. And at a certain, like that one that he got from Joshua, ooh, you know, say if you have like a punch card, you have like so many punches that you can get in your life, which I believe you do. I believe the number. That one was like 10 bunches.
Yeah.
That was like, there was a lot of concussions in that one punch.
Sure.
That was real damage.
Wondering, what happens if Paul returns mentally, not physically? Once you know you can be broken, the ring feels tighter, heavier. Confidence becomes an act, and performative confidence gets people injured. That's history, not opinion. And history repeats without mercy. Lurking behind all of this is the legal and regulatory layer no one wants to touch. Commissions hate embarrassment. This was systemic embarrassment. Pressure spreads outward. Consequences grow there. What we're seeing now feels sanitized. The real conversations are happening behind closed doors, where blame is traded and narratives align. Those rooms decide futures, not press conferences. I don't think influencer boxing collapses overnight, but I do think the well was poisoned. Poisoned wells don't announce themselves. They make everyone sick slowly until nobody drinks anymore. That ending isn't loud. It's quiet. And silence is terrifying when your entire model runs on noise. Watch who goes quiet first. What sticks isn't the punch, it's the pause. That collective breath when everyone senses something irreversible. And irreversible moments don't get undone by spin. They just sit there, growing heavier. This story feels messy because it is. Unfinished, mutating, and until truth replaces choreography, the cracks will keep spreading. Right now it feels like we're standing on something that hasn't finished breaking yet. And I'm convinced something else is about to surface, something they really don't want.
In pain?
Yeah, but
Does it hurt?
it's not from like talking.
Talk to me about what your jaw feels like, because you got
It's like a baseball in there.
two
then-
plates,
It just feels like
4 titanium plates.
4 titanium
I
plates.
also
How many
think
do you have?
fans are
Just one.
underestimating
Ends with commissions panicking, insurers freezing calls, and a business model bleeding in public. Rewind with me because blink, and you miss it. Reality punched through the script and everything screamed at once. The moment normal arrived, the system panicked. When Joshua treated him like just another body in the ring, the fantasy collapsed. The silence after the punch was louder than the crowd. No, this can't be real, and if you think this was just a knockout, you already missed the disaster forming behind it. Every replay makes it worse, not better. Because this wasn't just injury. This was leverage evaporating live. When things are clean, people speak clearly. Right now, all you hear is hedging, noise, careful phrasing tripping over itself. Ask why truth suddenly avoids daylight. Who's delaying? Who's counting favors? What are they afraid of surfacing? Next, here's the ugly truth. Jake Paul didn't build a boxing career, he built a controlled environment. Controlled environments work until one person stops cooperating. Joshua didn't rebel. He didn't posture. He just acted like a real elite fighter. And that's terrifying to systems built on exceptions. Because once normal shows up, the experiment collapses. If you're uncomfortable, good. Discomfort means the illusion is cracking. Bravery keeps getting praised like armor. But bravery without judgment is liability. And liability is what networks ensure, not fighters. Look past the ropes. Look at the signatures. Someone approved this knowing the gap, knowing the risk curve, knowing the possible outcome. Approval equals responsibility. And responsibility is being dodged so aggressively you can feel it. Every time toughness replaces accountability, another warning sign appears. Count them. The injury matters, but the precedent is the real explosion. Once a brand tests itself against elite violence, the ceiling is exposed. That ceiling isn't mysterious, it's solid. And someone just ran into it full speed. From now on, every influencer fight exists under Joshua's shadow. A long, unforgiving shadow that erased plausible deniability. They used to say, "We don't know yet, now we know." And they're scrambling because tape doesn't lie even when people do. What unsettles me most is how predictable the fallout was. Not the punch, the panic. Boxing history is filled with moments where entertainment went too far and paid later. It always follows the same arc: laughter, curiosity, concern, regret. And right now, we're trapped between concern and regret. Timelines are already rewriting themselves.